Welcome back, everybody.
Wow.
Man, I wanted to start it as a rap, but what's up, everybody? Here I am, Benton, and my homie Josh. What's up,
Oh,
Josh? Yo, I wanted to start as a rap.
you should have kept going.
Nah. I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, you
But
got a
what's
good
up, homie?
you got a good 2.5 seconds in, but I got no complaints, man.
Oh man, I'm sorry to disappoint you, master.
Yeah. Next time. Again.
It's either you do it or don't do it ever again. No halfways. But how are y'all, everybody? Welcome back to HIKARI Podcast. And
Yeah.
here we are again about to tackle solo leveling.
Solo level link.
Yes, sir. But before we hackle, what's up, Josh?
Yo, this manhwa is treating me just great. I'm loving it.
Oh, but nah, since the solo leveling is already stepping on the last arc, and I mean you're still far because you're still far. Where are you right now?
Chapter 116.
Oh yeah. Still far from it. So I know I'm kind of early. I know I'm kind of early when I ask you this, but I'm gonna ask away anyway. So hearing that the solo leveling that you enjoy so far is in the final arc. What's your opinion about it?
Sadness, despair.
Yo, and you haven't even read the rest of it yet.
Yeah, I would tell you exactly where I left off, but I gotta save that for the spoiler discussion.
Right, right, right. But nah, I think how am I gonna say it? Because I never really wanna read the light novel because I enjoyed the manhwa so much that I just gonna contain myself and wait every single Wednesday. It's solo leveling Wednesday.
Okay. Does
But
it ever come out early?
uh I never experienced it, so I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah. But some, yeah, I won't drag any other manhwa, but yeah, I never experienced solo leveling. That was a good question though, because um when I check on the past like release date, sometimes they came out 3 times in a week, and then at some
Right.
point they stopped.
Right. And I know usually if something like it's usually going to be late, not early.
True, true. I won't complain though. Stuff's still good, still
Yeah.
good. But going back to the topic, we're at boss fight.
Demon King Beran.
Baron. Baron. I don't know how exactly they pronounce it in Korean,
Uh, just
but
just roll the R. But I think yeah. We hadn't started the fight yet. We stopped right
nah.
before.
So so I'm pretty sure you already seen the entire boss fight. How was it?
Uh, so anytime Jimmu walks on the scene with his hands in his pockets, I'm not particularly worried about the protagonist. But I like how you can see that he struggled. It just doesn't show you don't see it by the damage that he takes because he doesn't take damage. But you see that it was a struggle, and there was one second, guys. There was a point where when Baran whipped out the sword of white lightning. Is that what it was?
I think so. I know it produced lightning, but I don't really
Right.
know.
It was something
Yeah.
like the sword of white lightning, and he once he starts swinging that, and then you see like the entire atmosphere change. You're like, oh, okay. There's no way Jim Woo is gonna be able to finish this unscathed, but that was not the case. But the fight is not quick, which I definitely enjoyed because he struggled, but at the same time he was able to dispatch his enemy without without really without having to pull out all the stops. So it was a good middle ground.
Right. But I mean, I think Jinwoo can easily kill Baron anyway. Baron. I think he can easily kill him anyway. It's just he doesn't have a mean to go go in the air. Because remember he got this wyvern. I think that's the reason why he's struggling, because he can't really go in contact with the Demon King.
Yeah. And now I forget exactly what point he fought the wyvern at. Like, was it right before Baran? Because I know Baran came in riding it, but I forget how exactly the fight went with Jim Woo and Baran. Do you remember?
Uh, I
I
remember
mean, the
Task
wyvern.
doing. I think Task did something. I think because I mean Task is the only one who can actually do something about it though. Because Task have the orb of, what is it called? A Riverus or something like that. Orb of um I think
Avarice.
avarice, yeah, that amplifies his magic. And I think that's the reason why Baron or the Wyvern died,
Right.
because
And
of interference of Task.
guys, if you don't know what a wyvern is, because I definitely did, I've heard of it, but I didn't know. It's a winged two-legged dragon with a barbed tail. The more you know. But go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah, it's basically just a weaker, how you call it, cousin of dragons.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
But yeah, this boss fight in particular makes me realize that every single boss fight that Jin will fought always have an army with it. I don't know if you realize that. Like
Of course,
starting
because this is not solo leveling anymore. I don't even know
anymore.
what I don't even know what to call the manhwa because it's not solo leveling anymore. But
I would just call it Shadow Army at this.
I just call it a rise. But Jim Woo states something that it's not really important, but it stood out to me. He says, "This is my first time seeing a non-demon enemy here." So the whole time he's been in this S rank dungeon, the wyvern is the first enemy he's encountered that's not a demon. It just stood out.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Nah, actually, it should stood out. It should stood out, and I think we both know the reason why. Because first, he can't he can't call upon the demons, but
Yeah,
like you said, there's one who doesn't wasn't a demon, and that's a wyvern.
yeah. Let's see. So Braun ignores Iron's attack and slices him in two. Okay, so Iron is immediately taken out. He kept. Oh, right. Oh, right. How did I forget that part? Because I was like, this part had my mouth wide open. Whoa. So Iron and Aegis attack at the same. My boy Aegis attacked at the same time, and so Iron is wiped out right away. He just slashes right through him, clean through him, and then he catches Aegis seemingly with minimal effort.
Yeah.
Then let's see, his shadow prevents him from being sliced. Oh, okay, so okay, and then he blows. So he slices Iron in half. He blows Egress away with a breath attack, and then he goes for the leader. So that way he won't have to deal with any more shadows. Shadow prevents him from being sliced. He double stabs Bron's chest. Hey, what is the first weapon that he chose to fight Baron? Because I know he's at this point he's using two daggers, but yeah, which one did he go with first? Which one? Because he doesn't attack with both of them. That's not how you use daggers. Which one did he attack with first?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, I know because the only thing that I remember is him struggling how to put it out, or at least hit Baron or Baron. I would just call it whatever. Baron.
See, and
He's struggling.
I think it matters because remember, one dagger is way stronger than the other. Because one dagger he got from this very dungeon, the Demon King's dagger, and then the other one, you have to forgive me. I forget which boss it's from, but it was definitely obtained from a boss fight. But if one dagger was earned from a B rank dungeon and then the other earned from an S rank dungeon, you can assume they have very different attack stats.
Sure, yeah, I think you're talking about the Fang. I
No,
think
no. Remember, he got one more dagger after that, and then he got this the Demon King's dagger. So no, he's not using Rosaka's Fang anymore.
because hold on, because I know he's gonna get. See, the only thing that I remember is he came out after this boss fight. He's gonna come out with a sword and two daggers. That's what I remember.
Oh, so I might be mistaken. So his second dagger might be Rosaka's Fang. He's still using Rosaka's. Sheesh.
Because uh, I need to
Dang.
check
So
it.
he's using a weapon that he earned from a C rank boss on an S rank boss. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
that is a this is just my perspective, but that is a good item drop considering the values of it, or the rank of it. Plus, it's a boss fight. I never really see him going to repair it or something like that for the durability of the dagger. So I would assume that it's usable regardless of the rank.
Or you know what? Or okay, so maybe I'm wrong about two things. So okay, I know I'm wrong. I thought he had obtained a dagger besides those two, but I was wrong about that. But I think I was also wrong about him coming into this fight with two daggers. Maybe he just came in with the one. Because think about it, why would he even use Rasaka's Fang if he has an S rank dagger?
But you gotta remember he has another dagger that he bought so he can fight the knights. Remember, because
What was
there's
it called?
this the armor piercing dagger.
Right. What was it called?
See that those are my weakness. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, so I originally was right. There is one more dagger. So
Yeah,
it
there
was
is
it's
one.
it's
There
whatever
is
that
one.
one is that he bought. You're talking about the one he bought. I don't remember which boss it was, but it was right after he beat the boss. He opened the inventory and he was like, "Okay, it's about time for me to upgrade from Rasaka's Fang." And then he was looking through a bunch of armor and he was like, "Holy crap! This stuff is expensive." And then you and I were laughing because it's like this guy says this stuff's expensive, yet he can afford anything on this list. It was
Right.
that dagger. Okay. But back to
Yeah.
the fight. So what happened next? Because we left off. after both Iron and Aegis have been defeated.
I mean, at some point, at some point, Igris managed to stab Baron's like right hand or arm. I would just say, I would just say wrist around that part, and then Jinwoo in the other side. But Baron suddenly roared, basically pushed them both away, and then disregarded his like thunder sword or whatever. And then I think you're right. There is a red dagger with him. I just don't know where he got that.
Okay.
But yeah, but yeah. And then Baron disregard his thunder sword and pull out two red daggers. So it's basically a dagger fight at this point.
Right.
But unfortunately, when it comes to like, I would just say skills. I would just say skills. That's the main reason why Jin
Baron was
Woo is
at
in the losing side,
uh,
because he can't really hold a candle to a Demon King Baron at this point. But
right.
he managed to hold on to his two arms. But
And I think he tried to inflict status effects, but then the prompt pops up. This enemy's resistance is too high.
right. And then he managed to parry Jin Woo, so his two daggers flew away from him, and then Jin Woo catches two arms, Baron's two arms, and then Baron, on the other hand, charge up. He's fat or whatever attack that is, like breath, like ice breath or power breath or Hadouken breath, whatever that is.
For you Street Fighter fans, you told me you didn't play fighting. All right, let me stop.
But yeah, when he charged that up, all of the sudden, what's her name again? The demon lady.
Lady Essel.
Yeah, she suddenly interrupted, throw her weapon to Baron. Obviously, no damage, but it's good enough to distract him. So that gives Jin Woo an opportunity to hold grip. Like this dude, this dude utilize Jin will utilize his power or skills in a good way, because he hold down like Baron's arm, put all his strength on
And the
his
Dominator's touch.
grip, and yeah, and Dominator's touch, and he pulled out his arm, like just
Clean
by
off.
doing that. Uh-huh.
And then after that, he just finishes him with
Right.
the uppercut of justice. Maybe not justice. I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a name for it. I'll give it a name. But Jim Woo likes to uppercut people.
Basically, man, I would just call him One Punch Man.
There you go. Oh, we'll
But
call it the Saitama.
hey, hey.
And yeah, that's it for Baron after that. So oh my, did he beat him in one hit then?
I mean,
I think that means he beat him in one hit.
yeah, I would say the same, but
Or I guess well, it's not accurate saying one hit because that's not the only shot he took at him. But he beat him in one direct hit. I guess.
nah,
Yeah.
because I would just say, because I mean, you're right. Technically, you're right, but I don't know. It sounded like the value of the fight decreases when you say that. That's why I wanted to disagree.
Right, right. I agree with what you just said. Yeah, it's like, dang, now it doesn't sound as cool. Yeah, I got you. But
Nah,
yeah,
nah,
but
it's not like it
it's
wasn't
not
cool
as
anymore.
impressive.
Nah, 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 nah. It's just he struggled. Like we both know Jinwoo struggle, so it's definitely not one hit. But you're technically right.
Yeah. And so after
I don't
that,
know. It's just
Baran,
not satisfying.
yeah, Baran is immediately dropped because Jimmu's this whole time Jimmu has not neglected strength. Benton said at one point he started putting all his, or he didn't say at one point, but he said there was one scene where he started putting all his points into intelligence. But for the most part, it's been strength, and so he used that strength to dispatch Baran, hitting him in the chest like that, completely drops unconscious, and we get the prompt: Demon King has been slain.
Yes, sir.
And because of this fight, Jinwoo hits level 97, guys. That's
Level
that's pretty
97.
high, and that's pretty high. However you slice it, no matter what anime you're watching or reading, a level that high cannot be considered weak.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Now, I don't see I don't see the reward. Oh, okay. Okay, rewards, guys. His rewards. Okay, so looks like number one is a highest quality rune stone. Number two is bonus stats plus 30. That's huge because every stat goes up plus 30. And then you know what the hidden reward was?
Mm, what I'm looking right now is he got the demon or the demon monarch's ring. I have no idea what does that yet. The demon king's longsword, uh, the two dagger, and then Baron's horn, two of them.
Hey, my bad, guys, because I'm confusing you. We got to keep in mind there's almost always two sets of rewards. So there's the rewards that you get directly off the enemy's body that you defeat, and there's the rewards you get directly from the system. And so Ben
Yeah,
just
it's like a reward for defeating someone, and then the reward for the quest.
there you go. And
Yeah,
so and so Benton just named the things that Jimbu got directly from the demon, picking it off his big old corpse, and then the three I named are the ones that the system itself gave him. And then the one Benton was probably about to say is he obtains the purified Demon King blood, class unknown.
exactly. But nah, this is. I mean, this is a very touching moment though, because that that's the last ingredient that he needs.
The very last ingredient that he's been
Yeah,
patiently waiting for.
to just craft this holy water of life, a class S consumable
And he's not even
potion.
and he's not even sure if it'll work.
Exactly. Work for what, Josh? Work for what?
The
Unless
entire reason, the entire reason that this manhwa exists. We gotta bring mom back.
exactly. Like,
Oh, but
just in case
let's
everybody
not
forgot about it.
yeah, let's not forget he recruits the wyvern with may I?
Go, go, sir. Go, sir. And then he named this newfound arsenal as Kaisel. So this wyvern is strong enough to be named.
And again, Jimbo sucks at names.
Exactly. Because
No, but go ahead. What were you about to say?
when not I said the wyvern is strong enough to be named because
Right.
it doesn't really shows, or it doesn't say what the rank is, but it just automatically said choose a name for the soldier,
Right.
and then he just like, yeah, it's Kaizo. So it's yeah, the wyvern should be strong enough, but I just don't know what rank Kaizo is. I don't I don't remember being how you say it. I don't really remember him being in rank on something. I don't know if you do, but I
No,
don't
I don't.
think.
I don't think they told us anything about Kaiselin.
Yeah, yeah. As far as I know, Kaiso is just a ride. As far as I remember.
Hey, look, that ride has feelings too. Hey guys, that's
Oh,
something. That's something else we forgot that we left out. The wyvern's name was originally Kaiselin, but and something I left out is the highest quality runestone. When you break it, Jimmu unlocks ability Shadow Exchange, where the user in the shadow can switch positions.
exactly. And shadow exchange. Um, there's Jinwoo. Oh, not always, but sometimes he receives a skill that doesn't really connected to his main skill, like the shadows, everything that revolves in shadows, like camouflage and dominator's touch. That doesn't really revolve in on his job of being shadow lord, something like that. But this one, the shadow exchange, is a specific skill for his job, for being a shadow lord.
Right.
So it's just additional to his arsenal, or one of his skills. So that's pretty cool.
And would you look at that? Only a 3 hour cooldown. That's a long time. But then again, from the sound of it, he can, regardless of how far the shadow is, he can yeah, because it would have told us otherwise. So he can switch anywhere. So basically, he can go anywhere.
Oh
So
yeah,
when you think about
definitely
it that way, the 3 hour cooldown is well worth it.
well worth it. That's not even enough. I mean, you can travel around the world every 3 hours.
Yeah, no kidding.
But not, how are we forgetting something? The deed of iron.
Oh man, we forgot something else. What did we forget? What did
the
he
way
do?
he drag the way he dragged the wyvern as if he's the one who killed it.
I was trying to take credit for it.
But Jimu was just like, "Oh, iron! I didn't know you become smart. Like,
Right.
yeah, good. Because I'm about to call him.
Right.
Yo,
And then I like the look on Jim Woo's face. Like he goes from serious to like, what are you doing?
right. And then the rest of the shadow soldiers was like, you did a good job with the thumbs up. That's how you know, like what you said before, they have feelings, because the interaction like this is comical, like it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, they all have personalities. And
Mm.
yo, something I forgot is not the Demon King's dagger, even though that's very strong as well. But the Demon King's longsword is plus 350 attack. And every time you swing it, it actually says this. Every time the sword is swung, a storm of white flames is activated. Ongoing white flames.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
I mean i mean I don't want to talk about it yet, because I don't know when it's gonna pops out, but you already know that sword is suitable to someone.
Yes, I know exactly who you mean. And now, guys, we hit chapter 89. And before we get into the next boss fight, something that I gotta squeeze wedge in here is that I saw Yoon Ho rocking Under Armour, and so I guess he was trying to get some type of sponsorship. But at the same time, I was like, he needs to focus. He needs to focus on being the best guild master he can be. And so why is he focused on endorsing this company? Yeah, just something that stood out to me.
And I mean, I'm glad you saw that actually, because they've been the manhwa artist been snacking up multiple hints or some random stuff inside the manhwa. I don't know if you see Iron Man yet, but Iron Man is one of the characters that always pops out in the crowd.
Wow, how did I miss that?
Nah, I mean it's copyrights, so they didn't really show that as
They gotta be like obscure with it, right?
yeah, 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 or at least very very small that you won't you're gonna have a second thought whether that is Iron
Oh,
Man
hold
or
on.
not.
Hey, hold on, man. I'm getting a message. Wait. Hang on, man. I gotta read this real quick. Oh shoot. Hey Ben, I think we got copyrighted just by mentioning Iron Man. Oh dang.
We should have obscured it.
Well,
It's
thank you
it's
guys for
Iron
watching
Boy.
this HIKARI podcast.
We're just gonna call it Iron Boy at this point. Yep,
That sounds so less intimidating.
we dodged the bullet. Welcome back, everybody.
Thanks to you, thanks to that quick thinking.
Man,
But okay, so okay, man. So where are we at now? I wanted to wedge in that part about Yoon Ho, but so after this boss fight, where is Jimwoo headed now with that holy water of life?
well, of course, with no moment's hesitation, while everybody's suffering, everybody's crying around him, Jin Woo go directly to the hospital.
Right.
Man, this is a like emotional stuff to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if
I
you he could because go ahead.
like I mean this really touched me because you know me, I'm one of those people who doesn't know the word dad, but we're not gonna go with it. So like, basically, I'm solely attached with my mom. So like seeing this, it's a happy ending. Like yo, it finally, man,
Right.
finally,
Right.
like
And keep in
here
mind,
we
guys,
are. You know?
this is a medicine he obtained not in the human world, but in a dungeon. And so, how will you know how will you know if it'll work or if it'll make things worse? You don't.
Yeah, it could be poison to the norms too,
There you go.
because they like you said, it doesn't belong to the reality or in this world. You know, plus Jinwoo's the one who crafted it with some demon lord or demon king's blood and some other stuff. You know,
Right.
so I'm like it could be poison too.
Yeah. And so he hesitates for a few moments, but he just has faith. He simply has faith that it'll work, and he gives it to his sleeping mother. And I think after it only took a few seconds, and after 4 years in a coma,
She's finally back to life, man.
Jim Woo's mother, and then she wakes up like, "Oh, is breakfast ready?" Like she kind of woke up like she woke up pretty normal for someone who's been in a coma for so long. It's funny.
But I mean, I can't blame her though. Like in her perspective, she basically just take a sleep and then whoop. Oh, it's what time is it? Gene will probably like, Mom, it's not about time. It's about year.
Right,
It's been
right.
four
And
years now.
yeah, Benton made a good point, guys, because to her that might have been like just a normal rest. I don't know, because I've never been in a coma. So that might have been
Hey, knock on wood, knock on wood.
it, and so yeah, it could have seemed normal to her, but then the next page we see Jimmu is just in tears. Sometimes no words, just tears.
And then I think the one thing that triggers me
I was
is
like, no, real quick, I was like, I was actually this. I was getting mad at Jimbo. I was like, I said, yo, get over there and give your mother a big old hug, and he didn't do it.
yeah, nah,
But what were you about
nah.
to say?
But nah, I think the one that triggers my tears is so Jinu her mom asked him, he was like, so how long has it been? Jinwoo was like 4 years. And then what triggers me is at some point she was like, yeah, you keep your promise. So like the promise, taking care of her sister or his sister and then her. And then all of a sudden she was like, it must have been hard. And that I don't know about you all of you guys, but that's trigger. That really triggers me. I was like, yo, you have no idea what this man went up to when you were in comatose.
Right.
He almost died multiple times. Like his hard work paid off basically.
That was his entire and that's what really makes solo leveling stand out because I'm not going to go too far off here, but with most anime or manga
Naruto
or manhwa, I wasn't even going to bring him into this. But with most of the time, it's because the protagonist simply likes fighting or they want to be the best swordsman they can be, one of those goals. But Jim Woo did never said anything. I don't think he enjoys fighting. It never said if he does or doesn't. But his whole reason was for his family. Excuse me, and becoming a hunter. So just something that makes him stand out.
So now, since you said that, I think his goal now is to be stronger in order to protect them at this point.
Yeah,
But that's kind of lonely though. That's kind of lonely. He because at some point he looked at because his sister finally managed to go to the hospital, and then like start hugging and all that. And then Jinwoo just stood there. He was like, "Yeah, nah. I know we're close. We tight. I mean, we family, but it feels like I'm about to distance myself to them." And then like, yo, it's just lonely the way that he has to work in shadows, literally, to be strong in order to protect his family. That's hard, man. That's hard.
yeah,
Like I mean, I know some characters or some anime or manual is carrying the entire continent or the world on the balance, but him is just his family. It's like, yeah, them, I have to protect them. And then you already know there's a lot. There's a lot that can harm him considering that I mean he's center of attraction just by Korea itself. I mean the moment he came out the dungeon, um the chairman the chairman of Hunter's organization and his assistant like felt his presence, like Chairman Gun Hee and Jin Chu managed to like feel his presence. Not even him, like bunch of like guild masters too.
right. And then
So
the first
that's just
time,
them.
yeah, and then the first time he got, I would just call it fame, was coming out of the A rank dungeon after defeating Carl Gagon. But now it's like way bigger. And yeah, now it's to the point where the world is watching.
Exactly. Just like everything and everyone could be a threat to him. Like he can't really trust nobody at this point.
Right.
Like for real. Yeah, because everybody wants him. Because he got potential, and he probably not showing his entire everybody thinking like he's still holding back. He's probably have more, or he got potential. We want him to be in our side, you know.
I
So
refuse.
it what
I refuse.
exactly. So like there's a lot. There's a lot for a single him to handle.
Yeah, I was like, dang, man. I mean, the guildmaster could be asking, hey, you want to go grab a bite to eat, or hey, you want to go catch a movie? You don't even know what they're asking.
Right,
Well,
right.
apparently he does. So,
But it's hilarious
yeah,
because I think there's a lot of, I mean, it's worth to talk about it, like, because this is just heavy dialogue after a heavy boss fight. Is always heavy dialogue. So now it's just them talking about Juju Island, and them, like, how you call it, the joint force between Korea and Japan in order to subjugate the Juju Island because of the ants, and the ants managed to fly all the way to Japan and all that. But
yeah, guys, this is a huge turning point in the story, and because it gets much broader, and then we're introduced to the Japanese hunting association, and so we get introduced to a whole cast of new characters, and then just the story gets way bigger. But right before we get into that, I wanted to say, back to what we were talking about real quick. With that fame also comes a bunch of criticism, because as Benton said, the chairman, what the chairman wanted to talk to Jim Woo about was the Jeju Island raid, and that he wanted Jim Woo to take part, but Jim Woo chooses not to take part, but he doesn't tell the chairman the reason. And so as soon as people hear, what, the newest S rank hunter is supposed to be all of that, and yet he won't even participate in this raid, which all S rank hunters are going to. Yeah, he may be an S rank, but he's still E rank on the inside. Or yeah, he may be an S rank, but he's still a complete coward. Or, oh, he doesn't deserve all the powers he has.
yeah,
Because guys, you
yeah.
know, people are gonna talk. Regardless of what you do, you can never please everybody.
Oh, one of the eight strongest in Korea. No, he a cat. Oh, you already know what's that term. He a cat,
No,
scaredy
10,
cat.
10. He's the 10th one.
Oh yeah, yeah, the tenth one, man. Jinwoo, nah, he a cat. You know what that term is.
Yeah.
Nah, he a scaredy cat. Man, criticism is always there, man. You always have a hater, regardless.
Yep.
But little that everybody knows. I mean, bro, he just got his mother back. Like, give this boy a a a time to be with his family.
And this is
Which y'all
actually,
want.
hey, sorry, I keep interrupting you. This is one of my favorite parts, and there's not even an actual scene for it, but you realize, once you realize his reason, right after he declines the offer to go to be part of the raid, and you realize his reason, and then you also realize, wow, he not only does he have an audible reason not to go, but he chose not to broadcast it because he doesn't have to. It's his business. And so it really just made me respect the guy even more, because and then there's more than one reason to respect him, but you just see that he realizes that he's not inclined to have to tell them his reason, and he's also not searching for any type of oh, what a noble reason not to go, or anything, because he doesn't care about the critics, and so he has no reason to tell them.
Exactly. I would just say that he just he just want to mind his own business, and then regardless of like criticism and all that, he regarded it or disregarded them because, like, what can you do? Like, I just wanna enjoy my life with my family, and then What can you do? Like attack me physically or anything like that? Like
That's a death.
we all,
That's a
you know,
death.
we exactly was a dead wish.
But
So
enough
like
of this
just
dialogue. We did enough dialogue, Benton. Let's jump
true, true,
back into
true.
the action. We got Japanese hunters on the scene. I don't know what voice I was going for, but maybe you guys can figure it out. We got Japanese hunters on the scene. We got all right, Ben, you got you got a pad and pen because here we go with the names. Guys, you don't have to remember a single one of these people, at least for now. We got
Nah, I mean, I would just say, I mean, are you gonna introduce all of them?
I'm not introducing. I was just gonna give them some names. Just I don't know. I was just gonna give them some names just so
I
we're not.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can give them their names, but I would just highlight at least one,
I mean,
the very
I mean,
leader
the only one that
of the
really matters.
S1.
The only one that really matters is Cha, but she's not even a Japanese hunter, so that's a shame. But,
Amen to that, sir.
but uh, okay, so we got. You know what? Never mind. Like, because the thing is, what's the point in naming all these hunters when only I think only four of them fight because after uh after this scene, I believe is the training scene. That's the next big fight.
Yeah, for now,
Or
for
yeah,
now, for
so
now.
when the Japanese hunters arrive on the scene, and by the way, guys, this all happened. This doesn't happen quickly. You know, this is all happening within a span of weeks, a week, and so when the Japanese hunters finally do get to, I don't know, wherever the building is that they meet the Korean hunters, uh, I I forget who the administrator. I forget who the translator is, but I noticed the translator is very disrespectful towards the Korean hunters, to the point where I'm like, dang, it looks like we got our first races. But she's just very disrespectful to all of them, and then she underestimates them right away. But our next action scene, we got a training session between the Japanese hunters and the Korean hunters.
Exactly. I mean, going back to the translator, I won't blame her though, cause the entire Korea is equivalent to just one team, to them at least. Cause
True.
Japan's like this guild that responded to Japan, that's just one guild.
Yeah, but also keep in mind Japan's way bigger.
Exactly. True, true, true. But regardless, like, like actually that could have been the same point. Like, yeah, that you're not you're not a big of a country, if we put it that way. You're not big, and then there's only test S rank, test S rank, 10 S rank, and not all of them were even participating on this upcoming war, and then one guild is equivalent to your entire country. So
Right.
I won't blame her.
Yeah,
I
and the
won't blame her.
Japanese guild is called the Draw Sword Guild.
Exactly.
Again,
And
that's
I don't think well, in her perspective at least, nobody can defeat the guild leader or the representative of the what is it called, sword something.
Draw Sword Guild.
Yeah. So in her perspective, nobody can defeat him.
Excuse me. And the leader of the Draw Sword Guild is Ryuji Goto.
Yep. So that's why she thought, yeah, nobody can defeat him. So
Yeah,
what would I care?
yeah, she's a jerk. All right, and so at
You
this point,
really hate her that much.
uh, oh this is actually the first character I strongly dislike. Um, and okay, so uh, Okay, should we go through like each and every? I wasn't gonna go through each and every fight because guys, there's technically four fights because for the training session they're like, okay, let's pick four Japanese hunters, four South Korean hunters, and first to what was it? First to land a blow. Yunho suggested first to land a blow on the other hunter's back is the winner. But the thing is, we still don't know. The other fights are so fast, we don't really learn it much about the Japanese hunter. So, what do you think, man? Is there a point in going through each and every fight?
I mean, if you want to go piece by piece, let's talk about the girl you hate first. Because remember, like you said, she's so very disrespectful that one of the guild master, I forgot his name. What guild is he? He's a rank
Yonggu.
A, huh?
Yonggu.
Yeah, him. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Yonggu.
And I remember his
Oh
name.
no, no, no. It's no. It's Jongsu. Jongsu Park. I think that. Yeah, yeah. I think that's his name.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Who
Jongsu
know
Park.
name?
I'm on the phone right now, browsing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just remember she speak Japanese just to disrespect them. But
Right.
apparently Jongsu understand couple of it. So he
Right.
was like, "What do you say?" I mean, if you're that smart, like why not let's face each other or let's fight. And
And
then
she
from this
she
point,
underestimates him just because he's an A rank.
exactly. And then apparently Jongsu Park, he pulled some mind game. Practically it's a game of tag. So in a way that you can do whatever you want as long as it's not lethal, as long as it's not lethal. But the main objective is to grab your wrist. And then once you manage to grab the opponent's wrist, that's it. That's the game.
Right?
But obviously, let's not waste our time explaining how it happens. The female basically got disrespected because Jung-Soo Park was playing around with her
Yep.
because it's a mind game.
Yep.
Like she got deceived multiple times. But
Yeah. And
yeah, it's her.
and then from at least from the few pages that their little session lasted, we see that it looked as though her name is you guys. I can't even give you her name because it doesn't matter. She sucks. But 2 days later, it looks like she has some speed on her. But it's quickly her attempt to grab Jong Soo's wrist is quickly countered, and he wins within a heartbeat anyway. But
Yeah,
and they both seem to be assassin types. I could be wrong.
similar to. I'm not really sure what Jung-Soo Park is because, to be honest, this upcoming war, he is there, but he's not gonna be participating anyway.
Right. And
But
something else to keep in mind about Jong Soo is that his guild, the Night Guild, is despite the fact that he is the only guild master that's not an S rank himself, he is not only just as respected as the other guild masters, but his rank has the most A ranks.
yeah, he doesn't have S rank, but yeah, he basically gathered all the A rank.
Yeah, and they all respect him, for at least from the little that we see.
True, true, true. At least he in there. He in there.
Yeah, don't underestimate your opponent. And so yeah, I'm glad Benton included that part because that is what leads to them to decide, okay, why don't the Japanese and the Korean have a training session, sparring session. And so we got some guy named Dong Wook versus Ken Tanaka. We got who was Min Sung again? Why does that even ring a bell? We got Min Sung versus Hoshino. Remember, guys, it's 4 fights. We got Yoon Ho, Guildmaster of the White Tiger, versus Kumamoto, who reminds me of. I try so hard not to make any Naruto references, but he looks like one of the Mist Ninja from the Forest of Death arc. And then we got the best hunter, Jim Woo. No, not Jim Woo. He's close though. We got the best hunter, Cha, versus Tawada.
Exactly. But just like Josh said, it started with the how am I gonna say it? I would just say Kaki. It started with her and then Sung Park.
Yeah, yeah. It started. It
But
started with it. All this started with the piece of trash talking trash to Jong Soo.
but basically when when the spar is gonna happen, but the main objective is if they manage to put their palm in their back or something like that. It's like a game of tag with a little bit rough housing in a play. So
Yeah,
of course you're gonna defend yourself, or you're gonna be the one who's trying to like do an assault or attack. But
yeah.
the main
All
objective is just tag. You gotta tag your enemy.
yeah. That's all Yoon Ho said.
Yeah. But of course, no lethal, you know what I'm saying? And then not all of them trying to show off their full power, of course, because that's a state secret. So
Right,
they're
right,
not really trying to show off their power.
right. And then let's not be around the bush. So it seems like Korea's gonna lose because the first 2 fights, the Japanese hunters win almost immediately, and then we get to oh yeah, and then Yunho versus Kumamoto, they're jumping around and everything, and then so then we get to the final fight. So now we have 2 fights going on, guys, and then so we get to the final fight. Cha basically immediately dispatches. I said dispatches. She doesn't kill anyone. She immediately wins against Tawada because Tawada can't even track her punches, and she says she just threw over 10 punches in a matter of seconds, and so she loses and she's just stunned. And then I like how right after Cha is like, okay, what can I do to help out Yoon Ho? And so we see her selflessness again. But before she can do that, I guess Kumamoto jumps. I don't know why. I guess Yoon Ho got stunned or something like that. Because I don't know why he would let him get away, but Kumamoto jumps to intercept Cha. And for some reason, his bloodlust is activated. I don't know what she does. But
Nah, like Cha Cha. I don't know. I don't remember. It's either she didn't recognize or not recognize. Like she didn't notice that Kumamoto is behind her, but she basically didn't manage to hold back and then punch Kumamoto straight in the face, and then that triggers Kumamoto. Like
okay,
he's berserk.
bloodlust,
Yeah, he just become berserk. Like the
right?
bloodlust.
And we all know any intense bloodlust attracts E rank. Oh, excuse me, please excuse me. S rank hunter Sung Jin Woo on the scene,
Exactly.
and so
Because
he stops Kumamoto's blow and says, "Hey, buddy, let's calm it down here. Like we're getting a little too excited."
right. And then everybody's surprised too. I mean, the moment Jin Woo step inside the arena or in everybody's sight, everybody's talking to him. It was like, yeah, he's a magician. or a summoner, but the sudden appearance of Jinwoo in the field stopping Kumamoto's punch towards Cha, that surprised everybody. Even even
Even
what's the leader's name?
even Ryuji Goto, who takes notice and
Yes.
is like, okay, I need to test this guy out myself. Now that is saying
Right.
a lot, guys, because this is basically the guild master of the entire country. So this is very huge.
Exactly. But I mean, at some point, Kumamoto can feel it. Oh, I mean, not Kumamoto, like
Gato. Yeah.
Goto Ryuji can feel it. Like he's strong, but when saying that he's a summoner, it doesn't feels like he was. And then the moment Jinwoo jump into the action, that confirms it. So
Right.
we
And then
all
he stated that Jinwoo was trying to hide his presence, but it wasn't working. Because when you're that strong, you can't hide all your power.
exactly. So he picks his interest, and he was like, "Hey, yo, kid, let's spar. Say same rules and all that, and how he plays out." But Jinwoo gracefully accept everything. He was like, we can hit it. Yeah.
Right. And then Jinwoo, I forget what he says, but Jinwoo says, so should we? And then in mid-sentence, Ryuji Goto throws I think he threw a chop at lightning speed, which Jinwoo gracefully jumps out of the way, and he realizes, oh, so I guess it's on.
Right. And then Jinwoo, at this point, Jinwoo was just oh no, not even blocking, he's just dodging. Like, I don't think Jinwoo managed to move his spot. And then,
Yeah, he
and
just dodging. And then one more thing to throw in there, while watching this fight, Yoon Ho, he acknowledges that wow, he's like, even if I transform, I couldn't beat Jim Woo. So it's like,
exactly.
wow.
Then he keep on dodging. He keep on dodging every single punch that Kyoto Ryoji keep on throwing at him. But he realized Jinwoo while he's dodging, he's smirking. So that pisses him off.
Right.
I mean, even me, if he do that to me, it's like, yo, this is just trash talk me, not this way, man.
Right. Well, so I'm glad you brought that up. That reminds me that there's always I think all enemies can be divided between two types. Okay. I should say any superior enemy can be divided in two types. So you got the braggadocious type, so arrogant, conceited, constantly showing off to the point where all they talk about is their abilities, or they explain every single scientific fact about their ability as they're using them because they're in love with themselves. And then you got my favorite, the second type of enemy, where um I guess I would just call it the I'll just make up a word. I'll call it the condescender. And so it's basically the opposite of the first type of enemy. Instead of talking about themselves, they'll they'll do what Jim Woo's doing right now. So they'll be dodging your lethal blows, your lethal um, one-hit sword slashes, and be like, "Oh, looks like you almost got me." Dodge another one. Oh, looks like you tried your best there. Or
Right.
you pull out, you break out. Yeah, that was Dragon Ball Z
Straight
right
up
there. Sorry,
mockery
guys.
too. Like,
Yeah, you break out the ultimate attack. You charge it up, break out the ultimate attack. Next thing you know, when the dust clears, it hit, but it still didn't work. It's like, oh, not a bad attack. Is it my turn?
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's not even cocky. It's condescending. And see, I like that enemy. I like that enemy more because it's like that makes um uh that would, at least this is just me. It would make me far more mad if I was in a fight. It would make me lose my cool more if I'm fighting somebody that keeps talking about how well, I say that in quotes, how well I'm doing, instead of focusing on themselves. Like, I'd rather them just say, "Oh yeah, I'm this good," or I'd rather them be talking about themselves instead of saying like, "Oh, well, at least you tried your best." But I'm gonna be beyond pissed. But
Exactly. But the more Kyoto Ryoji is getting pissed off, all of a sudden, um, he just like, you know what? I'm just gonna kill you. I'm gonna just take it serious because you're shaming me too much.
right,
And then Jinwoo was like, you already know if someone trying to kill Jinwoo, the system gonna react.
right,
So Jinwoo tried to prevent it. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna knock him out before the system gonna say something.
right,
So Jinwoo is gonna say it's not lethal but good enough to at least put Koto Ryuji in unconscious state,
right.
and then
But
Koto Ryuji.
both of them are about to use excessive force.
Exactly, but they got stopped by two. I think it's three or just two to Jinwoo,
Yep.
but two hunters stopped Koto Ryuji, and I would just say the same for Jinwoo. They just got stopped because like
Yeah.
yo, you're both going too far.
Break it up.
Like this
Break
is
it up.
just
Break it up.
exactly.
Hey, hold me back. Hold me back, man.
Basically, yo, chill. I'm like, man, you only, yeah, it's just touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Side note, guys, if you're ever in a fighting situation, if anyone's asking you to hold them back, they don't really want to fight anyway. Anyways, back to more important matters. What happens next, man?
Nah, it's just at this point, the other reason why Jinwoo doesn't want to participate is so good for Kyoto Ryuji for noticing Jinwoo for being strong, but not more than that. That's it. That's it. Because you know why? Jinwoo intentionally planted a shadow soldier for each one of them, and none of them even noticed it.
Yeah, how
Like
cool is that?
they could have. I mean, if Jinwoo wants them dead, they could have been dead. Basically, that's
How
how that's
cool
how
is that?
huge it is. There's a shadow soldier lurking in their shadows that
Right.
can easily kill them, but none of them notice it.
And to my knowledge, I think this is the first time we see this ability.
Exactly. Yeah. To be fair, yeah. So that itself disappoints him. It's like, yeah, nah, I can't really trust my back to them if they can even notice my soldiers.
Right.
So yeah, nah, he disagree. He doesn't wanna join. So that's where the point where Josh talked about earlier, that everybody start hating him because he's one of the strongest powerhouse in Korea, but he doesn't want to join and retake the Jeju Island, which is part of a Korea. Like yo, other country like Japan is going to our country just to help us out, and then you itself as a citizen of this country doesn't want to help. So of course it's gonna get bashed.
Right. Without even knowing his reason.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, like you said earlier, he didn't really stated it because he doesn't care.
Right.
But nah, I really wanted to stop there so we can talk about Juju Island arc in the next episode.
Next episode is Juju Island Arc. Huge.
Exactly.
But that
Stone.
means, is it time? Is
Is
it
it?
time? Answer my
Yes.
question.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yes,
Get it
sir.
out. No, 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 no. Wait. Don't leave without leaving a comment. Leave a comment
Uh,
and then get out. Oh, was that too rude? Oh, I should have left it the bin.
so we're heading towards to the spoiler section. So those who hasn't read the Juju Island arc yet, please do. But other than that, it's a spoiler event. So those people who doesn't wanna get spoiled, this is your chance to leave. In a moment silence of the fallen comrades. Yeah, that's too long. That's too long. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I should have left it to you. You were way nicer about it.
Leave a comment, please.
Oh, it's too
Let's
late.
go.
They're already gone. 0 comments. All right. Yo, Benton, I'm disappointed in you.
Whoa. What happened? What did I do?
You told
Who
me
did?
solo leveling was great. You didn't tell me it was one of the best. Yo, it's getting crazy. And I'm not just talking about Jeju Island. Like okay. I gotta slow down. All right.
Breathe. Breathe, my
Okay.
friend.
All right. So okay, there's so much that I want to skip the first part of Jeju Island. Like, okay, the ants attacking, and then the ants attack the guild masters in the den. Are you cool with that? I want to skip that. That's cool and all, but I just want to skip that. You cool with that?
Yeah. Go
All right,
ahead. Go
so
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
let's skip
I mean,
straight.
it's we're just scheming basically. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
scheming.
I want to get straight to Sung Jin Woo versus, he didn't even have a name.
Yeah, not yet.
Man, he didn't have a name.
I would just say
What do you want to call him?
I would just say he's the king of ants,
Nah. Come on, we can do better than that.
or the ultimate soldier, even though there's already one title with it.
Okay, that
Or
works. That works.
or the king hunter, because he always asks who's the king anyway.
Oh, the Predator. What about that?
I could cool yeah.
All
Works.
right, guys. So, I would say about halfway into the Jeju Island arc, when even though Jim Woo was dead set on his decision to keep an eye on his family, so stay around his family, he sees how dire the situation is, and so he teleports on the scene, switching positions with the soldier. I like how when he switches with his soldier, wherever he is, so it's an instant switch. And when the soldier pops on the scene, the soldier's just like, "Where am I?" Like, you see it on his face. But anyway,
Right.
So Jim Woo is teleported in the den where the queen ant is. But I believe at this point the queen ant has been dispatched. It doesn't take long because the queen ant is, just because you're the highest rank doesn't mean you're the strongest. We all know that. And so she's easily dispatched. But the true enemy appears once she is dispatched. The Predator, who is, I would say he is the ant that was literally engineered to be nothing but a killer. And
Exactly.
so I would say he's engineered to be basically Genghis Khan and just the conqueror. Yeah. And so holy crap. This guy comes on the scene. Like, if you think people started dying every single time Igris comes on the scene, all respect to my boy Igris. Yeah, his place has just been taken, because as soon as every single time this guy comes on the scene, someone loses their head. This is, in fact, this fight that I'm describing right now, this is the only fight where, and Benton, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only fight where he comes on the scene and someone doesn't lose their head.
Yeah. That's basically It's decapitation.
It's
It's
decapitation nation with this. Oh, that was terrible. But yeah, it's just it's a lethal time anytime this comes on. But so yeah, guys, we got Jim Woo versus the Predator. I,
my
yeah, okay. I've been talking a lot. Tell me what you think of the fight first.
the fight. Nah, it's I will be perfectly honest with you. I have more feelings of how Jinwoo appeared in there than the fight. Cause
Elaborate, will you please?
sure. Cause the team the team is already losing ever since the Predator came out. Like you said, as long as you see him, you already know someone's gonna die. And then so everybody lose hope. Everybody lose hope. Even in broadcast, they already lose hope.
Yeah, people are yeah
Korean
yeah.
Korean can't do anything anymore.
If you're not losing your head, you're losing your arms.
Exactly. So like there's nothing else. And then the moment, like I know I've been seeing a lot of this, mm, not even in anime, just a regular movie. You see all this like the hero always come in the last second and turn the table around. But him coming out like that is just it just pops to me like, yo, yeah, Predator, you're screwed. So
Yeah.
like the fight is just straight up funny to me. Like going back to your question, it's straight up funny because he trying to be better than Jinwoo, but
Are
Jinwoo was
you the
like
king?
exactly, and then they walk like you know the UFC or boxing, like
Hey yo, you
they try
watch
to like face
UFC?
off.
Hey, hey, what you think of it? No, no, I'm playing.
Nah, 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 nah. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah,
But
okay,
like
I'm playing.
that, the face off, like yo, and then Jinwoo managed to throw
they're
a
like
trash
they're
talk.
they're like only like they're like two inches away from each other.
Right,
Like
right. It
I think
was it was
I think I started
crazy.
sweating in real life.
Exactly. And then those I was like, yo. And then everybody was like, can okay. I see you, Gino. And then I think it was I don't want to go in detail for it. Let's do that in the other episode. But yeah, those
Oh man, we didn't even tell the audience what he looks like. All right, guys. So
uh ba-
picture the Iron no, picture the Iron Man version of an ant. I would say that's the easiest way.
basically.
Yeah.
Or if
Oh,
you guys I don't really want to drag another show into this, but if you guys remember first one of the first group of knights in Seven Deadly Sins, there's one female there that has a whip. Just make it a little bit skinnier. The female with the insect powers that managed to like when Meliodas and his crew tried to rescue Bond, they fought a knight. It's basically her. Just imagine her with the ant version of her, basically. So just imagine her. They're practically the same, or at least look. She's more closer to her.
okay.
But yeah. But for all the ants that they try to fight, he's the only one who talks, and then he's obsessed to the fighting and be the best among everyone because like Josh said, he was made for it. Like he was he was made to kill,
Are
to
you the
be
king?
strong. Exactly. That's why he's obsessed of searching who's the strongest. Of course, whoever the strongest is the king. That's why he's obsessed of it. So he asked Jinwoo if he's the king, and how did Jinwoo respond? "Eh, eh, eh."
Oh shoot! I was hoping you would.
Nah, he said, "I am the king." Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes, your highness. Yo, and then that it's just basically it's just how you call it?
Epic.
It's basically just like Punch Mayhem from that point. But Jinwoo, we already know Jinwoo is in that upper hand at this point. Like not not even not even worth calling it a fight. Because Jinwoo's just playing with him. Or
It
at
was
least I would just say it like that.
yeah, it was a great fight, but Jim Woo was never in any danger. Like you now we see even more in this fight how ahead of the game Jim Woo is because he's never. It's funny he was in more danger against Baran. Don't you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But you gotta remember, I know it's a different state of like or class or the power, but Gene Woo just came out of the class S dungeon. That's a class S dungeon too.
yeah,
And then this Juju Island, this fight with the ants, that's class S too.
yeah. But
But
guys,
that's
don't
just
yeah, but don't let that throw you off. Despite the fact, yeah, Jim Woo was 100% ready for this fight. Yeah, the Predator he can't be taken lightly at all. So
nah,
he's got both strength, agility, and like every part of him is like super sharp. So it's like no wonder he's constantly chopping off heads or limbs. Like every part of his armor looks like a dagger, actually.
yeah,
And
I mean, even Gene Woo at some point he admitted it. He was like, yeah, his exoskeleton is tougher than anyone that he fight.
yeah, Jim Woo couldn't pierce his exoskeleton with a dagger, so that says something. But as we know, his dagger has never been his greatest weapon. That would be
Exactly.
his own fists.
Exactly. So it was a cool fight in a way, but it's just Gene Woo just never shows that it was a challenge at all. Like it doesn't look like he was being like pushed back or anything like that.
Right, and then the thing is, a fight is never as exciting when the hero isn't in danger. So
Yeah. Like he's legit in control of everything. So he wasn't even that worried at all.
yeah. Now, I forgot to give my first impression before the fight, but I'll still give it now. I definitely knowing Jim Woo came in this fight at level 97. I knew that he was going to win. I definitely thought it was going to be like our first. Okay, Jim Woo's coming out of this fight torn, shirt off, rips in his body. I thought it was going to be a war of attrition, and I was wrong.
Yeah, nah, it's hand down him getting in control of everything.
And keep in mind, guys, it's not like it's because Jim Woo was having his so-called shadow army fight the battle for him. That's not why at all.
But yeah, it's just um how am I gonna say it? Not only that he's in control of it, the predator just can't hands down can't overpower him because the predator just trying like keep on trying every single. I mean, I'm not gonna get into detail with it, so it's reserved for the next episode. But he did try all the methods he can think of to best Gene Woo. But yeah, it's just Gene Woo is just hands down stronger than him.
Yeah.
But other than that, what else? Do you have any questions of foreseen future
Yo,
or you're intrigued about?
yo,
What's going?
there's
Whoa.
a lot of new names coming up too. Like, we're introduced to David Brennan, the director of the Bureau of Hunters.
Oh
His
yeah,
closest
yeah.
associate, Michael Connor. It's weird seeing American names now. We're introduced to like a lot of big names,
Oh
and then
yeah.
we see Thomas Andre again from the Scavenger Build, with his trying to look all cool, walking around with
I'm
his
not.
shoes
Hey,
out.
hey, don't disrespect my second favorite character.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
um,
you'll understand soon.
and then oh man, something we find out is that there were 8,700 ants at the start of the day, and then by the end of it, like Benton said, we're not going to go in depth now in detail now, but by the end, there's only 4,000 left. So, and remember, each ant's taller than the average human, easily taller than the average human, and they've got claws ready to that can easily slice up. They say they're equal to an A-rank hunter, and so each
Yeah.
ant is each ant is definitely a threat. So
Yeah.
considering the fact that they lost about 4,000 ants, you can tell it's a huge battle, guys. It's a huge battle that we got to talk about next time. But I'm gonna jump over to one more spoiler.
Okay. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Which one? Because at this point, I think you managed to finish the season one of Solo Leveling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump to the one that I want to. I'll actually save that for next time. So instead, I'm gonna jump to. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I'm gonna jump to. Must be a
But
lot
now,
of dialogue in between.
since you're searching for it, so have you seen when they walk into the troll dungeon?
Yeah,
I think this is the ending of like
yeah.
season one.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yo, remember when I told you in how cool Jinu was? That shows everything. He just come inside the dungeon, walk all the way to the boss to where the boss at, and then once he got there, everybody was just like bowing down, lining up for him. The only thing that missing is red carpet.
Right,
Well,
and then
it
and
doesn't
then
matter because the road is red by his enemy's blood anyway.
I knew you were
So
gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. And then the thing is, and to think this guy started off in a C rank dungeon fighting for his life against, I believe they were called Rikens, and and fighting for his life, meaning like any of those Rikens could have killed him. He was that weak, but put in the effort that he did, he just kept going forward, and look where he's at now. Small beginning.
exactly.
Simple.
But the way he walked inside dungeon with the neck suit and tie, it's just yo.
Oh yeah, I told you every single dungeon must have an interview waiting in there. I don't know what
Yo.
job he signed up for, but
And then the boss was like, huh, puny human, what can you do? And then he was like, yeah, brothers, kill him. But nobody responded. And then all of the sudden, a head suddenly thrown to his like shoulder. And then when he looked, he was like, oh, that's my red hand man. And then all of a sudden, someone in particular, which is I'm not gonna say who, throw that head. He was like, yeah, my king, I offer thy head for you. Oh
hey, that was good enough. I don't even because I was looking for the other spoiler that I want to throw in there, but that was good enough.
But nah, do you have any question of the future or anything you want to know,
Is there
or
any
you just
way?
wanted to surprise yourself?
Is there any way we can speed this up so the next episode comes out, despite the fact I haven't even finished?
Like yo, but nah, it's going back to reality. It is sad to see the solo leveling is on his final arc. I mean, the book has been done for ages now, but seeing the manual is about to be finished too is practically sad. Like I hope he makes another season of it, or at least, I mean, he's a pretty good author for what he did. So let's just hope he makes a new one, a new manual that's equivalent as excited as this one. Like I
Uh,
look forward for it really.
you know what? On second thought, I do have one more thing to say.
Oh yeah, what is it?
If you guys remember Juhi, the B rank healer from the very first double layer dungeon, yeah, Juhi, move over because Cha is in there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, best believe she does have a fan base though. She has a fan base.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she alright. I mean, she's been there when Jinwoo was down. Like she saw, you know the saying, if you don't like who I am right now, you can't love me from what I'm best, or something like that.
Yeah, you do poetry too?
No, not really. I'm pretty sure I messed that up. But yeah, she's been there when Jinwoo was the weakest, and she never really lives his side. So I understand the people or the fan base that supported her, because Jinwoo right now, of course, he's OP. Everybody likes him at this point. But her, she saw Jinwoo at his lowest. So that's a lot. That's a lot.
Right.
Not only that she's been there for Jinwoo for his lowest, she basically the one who keeps him alive anyway.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, good deal, good deal. But anything else to add, sir?
Nope.
All right, thanks. So everybody, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Hikari Podcast. We always love and want to see the criticism or any comments at all. Improvement is always there. Mistakes,
If I suck,
what
just tell me.
exactly. Experience always what makes people improve. So saying our mistakes or any criticism at all, we'll accept it. But other than that, thank you so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, spread the word.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
once again, thank you for listening to our Hikari Podcast. Um,
That's so bad. I'm sorry. I should have just let you finish.
I kind of how you call it?
You ran out of breath.
Yeah, I do. But once again, I'm Benton, and it's my homie
Josh.
Josh. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Peace out.